Uh, I'm vouching for Katie Rellier, the owner of the backbone and the co-founder of Katie Moped, Buy Here, Pay Here, Harley Shop in Auburn, Indiana. The Office, one of the other co-owners, one of her dad's friends, or girlfriends, or whatever. I'm not gonna say his name, but he resides in Auburn, Garrett. But Katie Rellier is the co-founder and the person that had perfect credit. Her and her dad, she hasn't been married. Her and her dad live locally in the town. They claim they're libertarian religion. Their sister's been homeless all these years and schizophrenic and mentally ill. They've been known to torture people, get away with murder, and they're opening a homeless shop out of Katie's new fortune. She's been banking about $80,000 a month with her forklift driving, a $50 18-year-old water bill. Other than that, everything else is a hysterectomy and a whorehouse away for her, and torture for her sister for fun, waiting for her big libertarian, left-handed Jesus Holocaust, a Korean War laughter, right? Well, anyway, she's been banking about $80,000 a week, as you guys know, in factories in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Auburn, DeKalb County, Indiana, with a mandatory overtime and a forklift driving. Never have to leave with a $50 water bill in your life at 18. Have kids or do anything except for torture your sister. Born from life, a left-handed, other schizophrenic kid, right? And pray for her sister to be dead in the fields and the streets, like grandma gonna leave Mutual of Omaha dollar life insurance policy to her grandkids. But the joke is, I'm the grandma, right, with mental illness in the field because I can't figure out whatever Jesus, whatever torture is for mental illness, right? Well, Katie Rellier, the backbone, and don't want to be discovered with chicken pox to her face because I don't know, that may have to be something other kids go through, and she's a millionaire, doesn't have to go through that, right? Anyway, she's opening up a new homeless shop. She tore down her other house, a dummy house that's sitting all over the United States wherever she buys them. Probably a 3-month salary. She had made a point to tear down that one. That's her pretend dummy house to me. It's sitting empty. And bought the one across the street. Banks $80,000 every 3 months for 30 years and hasn't taken a day off, and has sex with every employee that trains on first shift. Got to be it for first shift to have sex with some employee that may quit on first shift when they train everybody else. But Rachel can't do that, her sister. Anyway, she's opening up a new homeless shop with her new house she bought right across the street. If you look on the internet any given day, she'll have her $1 million red Prince Corvette convertible parked out front, where she works her little fingers to the bone while everybody else riding around on a moped, a forklift driver to her mouth, or everybody else stands in the factory on their real legs with the real jobs and real problems and real lives, unlike a Katie forklift driver. But her little red convertible parked out front of her new 14 house, a 414 apartment on High Street, with not only her Harley Davidson, Katie Z, Auburn Davidson, favorite mechanic now since 414, or since about 2014, that lives on the house that she just tore down last year. Clifford, Bugman. What's his name? Pest control, making fun of Rachel because of the schizo. She couldn't be alone with schizophrenic voices yelling at her to be an orchid man in Fort Wayne, Indiana, 1995 to pass the math test. A long story. Long schizophrenic messages and somebody's mental illness eardrum, right? But anyway, Katie and her mechanic, Clifford Red Dog, that lives in the corner of 414 across the street, on the corner right next to the empty lot where she's got her dead Rachel, abandoned house from last year, standing out in the front with $1 million and tear it over with her construction crew, right? Other than that, though, she's opening up, you see 4 flags in her dummy house, 414 on the end of East High Street, for probably all of her old sex partners that she trained on first shift and quit the next day, for all these years that she no doubt has all kinds of herpes and all kinds of sex diseases. Sure as hell didn't keep on a virgin chain outside with, anyway, with a hysterectomy at 24. But anyway, she's got $80,000 on her bank book, checkbook. She loves writing checks. The right hand jobs. With her forklift driving around her moped. Forklift $80,000 banked every 3 months and mandatory overtime. And everybody else standing up in the middle like a mosh pit, a concert. But she daddy's girl gets a chicken pox like everybody else, right? Anyway, she's got $1 million. She's opening up a homeless shelter with a couple dummy flags outside when her and her mutual of Omaha ex-lovers, which could be millions, they show up with their nest egg, a leftover, free money and a funeral to give away, right? Or a free homeless meal from Katie. Feeding the homeless out there everywhere on 30 days of working business days in a month if you can catch her there. And don't forget to leave a donation for her, what is it? Her union shop worker, right? Her union shop hasn't missed a day in a resume, perfect resume, 4 jobs, 3 of them in factories in 30 years, right? Only out there in Auburn, Indiana, right? Be sure and stop off and ask Katie with her 4 dummy flags if her red convertible or 2019 Ford Ranger out there, Rangers out there, or convertible, or just ask her mechanic in the house across with his mother that's about 100 years old, hiding like a wimp, and their little girl. His favorite mechanic and Katie Z moped mechanic Clifford. Just ask for Clifford. Yeah, he bought the house next door, conveniently enough, since 2014, right next to Katie's old house, where the empty lot and her little vacated little flower garden is. She's got to stretch her legs somehow with some boyfriend out there when she gets off from work to stretch those legs. Driving around with a little moped, forklift, scissor truck to her mouth. Maybe her little Jenny disease, force gump bug disease that she's got. Stop off there with her little 4 flags if you can read minds and AutoZone 91 talk, CB talk about somebody's back. And you'll get a free homeless meal or maybe her cell phone or a free check, a blank check, and write it to 80,000, whatever rounding count you get in trouble for. And don't try this at home, kids. Prisons, no life, or a circus. Have a good day. Address is 414 East High Street, Garrett, Indiana, right across from the old Trump golf course, right? Right across the street on the end, her new vacated dummy house. If you meet up when I'm there or any other time in between, it's on the internet. Katie Lee Rellier, birthday September 2nd, 1979. Maiden name Rellier, born in Auburn, Indiana. Maiden name Rellier, born in Auburn, Indiana, September 2nd, 1979. On a good credit check near you, right? And kids, don't try this at home. Jail's a dangerous place.